7:30 a.m.
It's not 7:30 a.m. It's 7.
It's 7 a.m. and we are heading to the start of the 1Zambia for day 1. So today is an 80K, right? 70K.
Did you get the name of the race right?
It's a 70K stage, and we're expecting it to take like 3 to 4 hours. 3 for Ryan, maybe 4 for me. And then tomorrow is
Another 70K stage.
70Ks, and then 100Ks. Is Ryan's dad. Hi! Hi, Hilton. What?
Okay. Are you not riding?
Oh, I am. But I'm also filming. That was Hilton Hudson, who beat me at the last race. I'm gonna have to beat him this race. So I seem to be going through a stint of bad luck with racing. During the first like 5 or 10 Ks, my derailleur cable broke and Sydney's tire got a flat. So we spent the rest of the 70 Ks or whatever me single speeding up and down these horribly steep trails, and Sydney having to stop every 10 Ks to pump up his tires. So yeah, it was rough. My legs hurt really bad, but hopefully tomorrow will be a bit better. But Ryan got an easy win.
It wasn't that easy.
Okay. Well,
In the first 20 Ks, we had to fight a little bit to make sure that Francois and Jason didn't somehow get away from us. They were quicker on the descents, so we had to kind of disrupt them on the descents, keep them behind us, and then on the climbs we rode away from them. So eventually on one of the climbs we just got away and then put some time in. So we got 8 minutes, but it sounds like Francois had a problem with his cleat today and couldn't climb. Maybe he'll be stronger on the climbs tomorrow. So anyway, we've got an 8-minute cushion. We just have to keep it now and try to grow it if we can.
I just got a glimpse of my eyebrows. I'm just really grumpy. I think I have a mustache too. It's 6 a.m. and I am so tired. Another 70 Ks. This is supposed to be the easy day. We're about half an hour behind first place and 15 minutes behind second place. So I think we're gonna try and make up time, but I don't know how much time we can actually make on these guys. I don't know. We're gonna ride hard, but within ourselves, and just see what happens. Okay, so here's the rundown on today. Sydney and I went out pretty hard. We wanted to stick with like the front peloton people, so we sprinted off the start line. We started to get kind of flowy and happy in the first like 30 Ks, and we were feeling pretty good. Thought we were, I think we were getting kind of cocky and confident, feeling like we were probably gaining some time on the team, on the first place team. Then we got to the first water point, and I sent Sydney off to get some water for me and kept going. And he comes up, riding up behind me with my water bottle, and he's like, the first place team was already at the water point when I left. After that, we put the hammer down. I rode my butt off. Sydney was the greatest partner ever and held on to my water bottle and all of that sort of stuff. Drafted me on the flats and everything. So we really put the hammer down in the second half of the race, or I guess the second 2/3 of the race. And we came out first, for the stage. We only gained 7 minutes on the first place team. So it wasn't as much as we had hoped we would get for the stage. We kind of underestimated the first place team and how strong they actually are. So we have 23 minutes to make up on them tomorrow. It's a long stage. It's 100 kilometers. So it is possible. And we're obviously gonna ride hard tomorrow. Then I think we're just gonna ride our best and just keep going. So okay, so with Ryan, the one guy, Francois, in the second place team, who's second to Ryan, pulled out with a stomach bug. So right now I think Ryan is half an hour ahead of second place. So I think he and Benard are just gonna relax. So it's gonna be cool to see Benard on the podium and hopefully Michael and Bedius tomorrow. It's actually really exciting because there's never been a proper Zambian on the podium of the overall. And the fact that they've gone from being, middle cyclists to the best cyclists in Zambia in a year is actually pretty amazing. So Sydney and I started out really, really strong. First there was a road section, so we stuck with the front peloton for that. And then there was a small single track. We lost the front peloton, but we stuck with the second peloton. And on the next road section, we were sticking with these guys. I was kind of yo-yoing off the back because I was really, really struggling to keep up with them on the climbs. But we were making a really, really good time. Then we hit a single track section and I punctured. Sydney and I stopped along with Ian Berger. Thank you, Ian. We attempted to fix my puncture. We would fix it and then it would puncture, or it would go flat again, and then we would fix it again and then it would go flat again. We spent a really long time just dawdling around trying to fix this thing. And eventually the first place team caught up with us and passed us, and that was all of our time that we'd built up gone. Then they passed us, so that was discouraging, so we were like, okay, we're going for second. And then we punctured again, or I punctured. So we used more bombs, more plugs, more glue, and got going again. And then it was a slow leak, so I had to keep stopping, and so eventually Sydney managed to get a tube from someone and started going again, and everything was going well and we were catching up and stuff. And then as soon as we got the second place team in our sights, or the third place team I guess it was, I punctured again. And at that point I could tell that my tire was just absolutely blown and gone. So I sent Sydney on his way and walked 3 kilometers down to the next water point. They couldn't take me to Kiambi, which was our finish point. So they picked me up and they took me back to Lusaka. It was a 3 or 4 hour drive, on really, really sketchy roads. It was really fun. It was actually a cool experience. And I spent the night alone at Ryan's parents' house while they camped down at Kiambi. Meanwhile though, Ryan and Benard won, which was super, super cool. So yeah, that was my 1Zambia experience. I'm still really frustrated thinking about how much time we gained on first place and then just having it all go away and not even being able to finish the race. Just really hoping that this stint of bad luck is coming to an end. I'm heading to America on Thursday for 6 weeks. Gonna do some weddings there and some training and hang out with my parents. So that'll be my next adventure.